Welcome to the Howl, where we get to go in depth with students and faculty, hear their stories, and get a front row seat to learn about our community. I'm your host, Jacob Gerton, the Associate Director of Admissions here, and today we're going to sit down with Luke, a returning 9th grade student, talking about all the transitions this year will bring. Not only will he be a 9th grader we look to for leadership this year, but Luke joins our boarding community for the first time. It's no small task to maintain his grades, relationships, and higher expectations, so let's dive in and get to know Luke. Without further ado, let's howl! Welcome and good morning, Luke. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm excited for the school year to start.
Yeah, that's good. How was your summer?
My summer was great. I had a lot of baseball to start.
Nice.
And my team was pretty good. We won 2 out of 7 tournaments. So
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, well, good to hear. Well, this morning when you woke up, you might not have thought it was summer. A little crisp this morning, so it's helping you get back into the swing of things for the school year. But today I wanted to bring you in just to kind of talk about your transition coming into the school this fall. You have a lot of exciting things to talk about. So we'll definitely get into it today, and I won't tease anything. I'll kind of let you take it where it goes. But first, I want everyone to kind of know why you chose Rectory, how you found Rectory, and it was your 7th grade year that you started here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what led you from changing schools in your 7th grade year and coming to Rectory?
So in the public school that I was in, I wasn't doing the best. Like I was kind of struggling. I wasn't getting the best grades in class. I just didn't have like the most attention for me. But my mom wanted me to tour Rectory because my cousins went here and they spoke very highly of it. So I toured, and as soon as I got on campus, I told my mom that I want to go here so bad. So then everything worked out, and here I am.
Yeah, I remember meeting you, and I think I toured you around when you came here, right? And you're a baseball guy, so we connected pretty quickly there. So now, a couple years into it, you're 2 years under your belt, going into your 9th grade year. What different aspects of Rectory life have you found yourself, being a part of in the community in the past 2 years?
So for the sports, I have done flag football, basketball, and baseball, which have all been pretty successful.
Cool.
And for electives or like related arts, I did ceramics.
Nice.
Let me think what other ones. Health and wellness was one of them.
Yeah.
That was a great class.
Nice.
And then not sure what the other one was. It'll come back to me, but
all good. Well, cool. That gives us a little bit of background information. And then one thing I think always tells us a little bit about each student, about a little bit about what they like to do or what they're interested in is what MELP they went on. So some people listening might not know what MELP is, but we'll definitely get into it later. But tell us, what MELP trip did you go on last year?
So I went on Game On with Mr. Roy, Miss Campbell, and Mr. Campbell.
Nice.
And it was it's like on campus, so it's like I wanted to stay local because I had baseball on the weekends and I didn't want to miss any. But it was a great MELP. It was fun. We went to a Red Sox game. We went to a gym. We did a couple workouts.
Yep, that's Luke.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We went to the Patriots Hall of Fame.
Cool.
We went to the Basketball Hall of Fame, which was really fun. Could like dunk on the different size rims, which I wasn't getting up there, but it was fun. And then
Nice. All right, well, that definitely tells us a little bit about you. So I think that's the one I'm going to start putting into all these interviews because there's so many different types that you can go on that our students have the opportunity to go on, and that's definitely screams Luke. So that's pretty cool. But this is my first podcast in a while, Luke. So I'm going to need you to carry me for like the next 20 minutes. Okay.
All right.
So let's get into transitioning into your last year at Rectory. There's a lot coming for you this year, right? 9th grade year brings on a lot with it. Academically, socially, that leadership role. And that's not the only big change that's happening this year for you, right? How are you feeling about everything coming in this year?
I'm really excited. I'm excited, but I'm also like a little nervous because 9th grade year, I know there's a lot of responsibilities that I have to take on, but it's also going to be a great year. Sports teams are going to be good, and I think it's going to be a good year.
Yeah. And so one of the big changes for you, previously you've been a day student the last 2 years, right? But coming into your 9th grade year, you're actually going to be joining the boarding program. So that's really exciting. and a totally new variable that you're throwing into the mix. So how are you feeling about being able to balance all that? Do you think it's going to be totally new and hard, or you feel comfortable and confident?
Um, I think I'll get settled, but I think it's gonna be nerve-wracking the first couple days because it's gonna be like a new environment and not with my family like every day. So
Yeah.
I mean, I think I'm gonna like it though. I'm really excited for moving in on campus.
Yeah, and joining the 5-day boarding program will be cool, right? Because I don't know if we've had a student on here that has done the 5-day boarding program, but talk a little bit about what you think the benefits will be as a 5-day boarder versus like a 7-day boarder or a day student.
So I think I'm gonna benefit in like the structured study halls
Mm,
and where I can like sit down and I have to do like work for that amount of time. And I think I'm gonna benefit from that because at home I get like sidetracked, like
hmm.
TV's on, and I think it'll just help me do better work and
Yeah,
stay more focused.
definitely, definitely. Um, so let's see. Since you've been at Rectory, it could be some people, or it could just be maybe just anything in general. But what do you think are some of the reasons that you've grown over the last 2 years? So you can give a couple shout outs, or maybe it's parts of the schedule that have made a difference from public school. But just anything that you can think of that, like, I guess kind of compare and contrast a little bit, like if you're doing well now versus when you first started, maybe there was something missing from your former school. So what have you found at Rectory that's really helped you to improve?
I think the classes where it's like couple students on one teacher and it's
Mm,
more like one-on-one help,
yeah.
and I think that has helped me. And also in sports, like you helped me a lot for my basketball journey. And
Shout out Varsity B last year or 2 years ago.
and also shout out to Mr. Roy and Mr. Anderson. They're great coaches.
Mm,
Sad to see that duo separate, but
yeah.
it was a great year this year, and excited for another good year.
Yeah. We'll definitely miss Mr. Anderson for all sorts of reasons. But we'll be welcoming Adonis will be Mr. Williams will be joining Mr. Coach Roy on the sidelines this year. So a lot to look forward to for the basketball program. But yeah, I guess that's a huge part, right? Athletics. So for you, how has athletics sort of made a difference in your 8 o'clock to 3 o'clock schedule? Do you see any, like, can you take any lessons from athletics that you put into academics or vice versa?
I mean, athletics are huge in my life. It's like something I look forward to every day. So, looking forward to sports and like knowing through the day, like you got a game later. It's like classes. I'm maybe like just looking out the window, like thinking on what's gonna happen today and how are we gonna do. But definitely like thinking how I can do my best. And but yeah, I think definitely like something I've took from sports is like it's not over till the game is over. It's
Yeah.
like so it's like just that you did good on one test doesn't mean you're gonna do good on the next one and like stuff like that. So yeah.
Huh? Absolutely. So now, the other thing that I want to talk about towards the end of last year, there was that symbolic gesture in the last assembly, right? When everyone moved seats and the ninth graders had their names called for like the last time and kind of a fun little dance party for them. But then the eighth graders filled the seats in the tank. So for those who don't know the like what the tong is or what it looks like, it's our morning assembly where we meet, and in the front row is our ninth graders, right? Because the ninth graders are who we look to for leadership. And in the ninth grade year at Rectory, you are the go-to. You set the example. You've been through it, so you can help everyone. Because you've been in their shoes before. So what did that gesture mean, and how do you feel about the ninth grade year bringing on like that leadership role being added on to you?
It meant a lot. I mean, seeing like my friends in the ninth grade just move on, and it's like knowing that you gotta like take their spot and like you gotta like do the good things that they did, and like yeah, like lead the whole school. Like you said, like you're the leaders of the school, and like usually in other schools, ninth graders are like the freshmen, right? So
Yeah.
it's like it means a lot to be like the leaders of the school
Yeah.
and not be the young bucks.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, there's also comes a little bit more freedoms with being a ninth grader. And then, the big one is, your school applications, because probably started happening in the spring of your 8th grade year, right? Working with Mr. Richards and all throughout the summer and then into the fall. So how are you feeling about, the school application aspect?
That stuff it's really nerve-wracking. It's like, but I mean, I hope I do good with it. I mean, I hope I do good for this year, so it looks good on everything, but I hope I can do good and get into it in school.
Well, if I've learned anything from you, I know that you will do good, because we always, of course, hope that we're going to do well. And I think you do a really good job of you show up every day and you always work hard. And that's always something that I really admired about you. So
Thank
one
you
of the
very
things,
much.
yeah, of course. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to get you on the podcast. I think that this will be a really cool thing for other students to listen to. And, I think that's maybe a good thing, right? That you're just one of many 9th graders. So you're all going to be helping each other. And there's a lot of resources that you can go to. Going into the year, what's a message that you have for your peers going into 9th grade?
Do everything like it's your last time. Like every test, just go hard. Every workout, every drill, like everything. Just go as hard as you can because you never know when it's gonna be your last one.
Yeah, absolutely. That was towards the end of the year last year. We sort of did a last tour with our 9th grade ambassadors. And, it was a time of reflection, right? 9th grade year, you're like realizing it's almost gone. So you take advantage of every opportunity. I think that's great advice. Can you name any 9th graders last year that maybe you want to follow in their footsteps or maybe carry the torch or just anyone that you think did it right?
I think Alessandro. Alessandro he was good in the classroom, good on the fields, good on the court.
Yeah.
And then I would say Balla for his energy. His energy was always top of the level. There was never days where he was just down. It was always high energy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's the host of our talent show right there because he has so much energy.
Yep.
Yeah, Balla's the best. And Alessandro too. He was coming as a 1-year 9th grader. So almost kind of like your 1-year 9th grade boarder. Like that's kind of a new experience. But that's great to be able to shout out to them. Cool. Well, yeah, just I guess what's your hope for the year and where do you hope that like what maybe what goal do you have for yourself?
Okay, goal. Definitely for sports, I would say win the tournament for basketball and also for baseball. Because last year we came in second for baseball. Should have won that game. That was my bad. I pitched a bad game, but it was could have done better. But as a team, I think we need to reflect and do better. And then for basketball, I think we just got to play more as a team. Like it was kind of just like go get buckets and like just play. But I think this year we're gonna be really solid and it's gonna be team aspect and everyone played pretty good this year. I mean, we had a lot of challenges, but we came through them and we always found the dog in us.
Yeah. Absolutely. That was kind of what the mentality that we tried to do in Varsity B a couple years ago. And Varsity A this year, you were so big. You guys had a pretty tough season, ups and downs, and you were kind of always there as a great role player. So when we first met, you were like, baseball over everything, man. I love baseball. Yeah, I play basketball. Where are we at? Is baseball and basketball closer? Is basketball outpacing baseball? How do you feel?
I think basketball might have went over baseball now, but
No way. Oh my gosh.
like basketball is definitely more fun to play. It's like faster and it's more like interesting. Like you don't see the same thing every game. It's like always different. Definitely get more exercise, but baseball is like I've loved baseball since I was young. Like since I was little, I always like loved just throwing the ball, hitting it.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure, but I think
Wow.
definitely close though.
Well, maybe like when I was in school, I was a 3-sport athlete. So it depended on what season it was when you asked me what I liked most, right? So maybe you kind of like get the ball in your hands over the summer. It's such an easy sport to pick up and play. You're always thinking about it. And baseball is one of those sports that's hard to just pick up and play, right? You need 9 people. All right, awesome. So, well, thank you so much for the core part of our interview. I think we did a really good job covering a lot. Is there anything that I didn't cover that you want to talk about, or feel like I did an okay job?
I think we did pretty good, yeah.
All right, cool. Then I guess we're not too rusty. That's good to hear. All right. Well, the next portion, we're going to be going into our trivia. Okay.
All right.
So cue the music. All right. So we talked about this beforehand. You were asking me, oh, is this trivia going to be hard? Is it going to be easy? Well, if you don't get this first one right, I will never forgive you.
All right.
What are the school's colors?
Oh, orange and black.
I told you that would be easy. So that's a gimme, right? That was an easy one. So great job. Ding, ding, ding. Okay. So this one, I think you should know. So most of our ninth grade boarders all live in the same dorm, right? And you're becoming a dorm student this year. So do you know what the name of the dorm is?
Hamilton.
Hamilton dorm. Very well. All right. Good, good. I wasn't sure how we were going to be on that one. So very good. 2 out of 2. You get one more right, you win the prize.
All right.
So this one, okay. Are there more than or less than? So this is a math question.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about math?
It's all right.
Yeah. Well, more than or less than 200 students in the school?
This following year?
Yeah.
More.
Ding, 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 ding.
All right.
3 out of 3. Congratulations. You win it all. And the grand prize is Baker's Dozen.
All right.
Which you were going to get anyway, but thank God. All right, cool. Well, the last part of this interview we're going into, this is probably my favorite part of every interview and catches some people by surprise, but you did your homework, Luke.
I did.
Good for you. So tell us about your homework.
So last night I was practicing my howl because I saw in the other ones. So I was just sitting in bed, just howling, and my dog just starts howling too, and then I couldn't stop him, and then I was screaming at him, and he just wouldn't stop. So, yeah.
So you've been preparing for this for a long time, because back in Varsity B, it was kind of like the dog. We had like the hoo-hoo every time, making a good defensive play, and now we got the howl. So you are probably the most veteran howler that we'll see. So there's very high expectations for this howl. All right, so on following my howl, you'll just kind of chime in and give it your all, as you do in every other aspect. So thank you so much for today. There's better way to end it than a nice big Rectory community howl. All right? So here we go. Howl! Howl!
Oh, that was great.
Thank you so much, Luke. Good job. So much fun. You did awesome.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate your time. Of course. If you want to find out more about Rectory School, call the admissions office at 860-928-1328, or you can reach us at admissions@rectoryschool.org. Thanks for listening.